Hello. Good, is it evening? Good night? Good evening? What is it technically? Good Tuesday. I think it is evening, right? When does night actually kick in again? When's the official time stamp for that? Hello. Night is 1 a.m.? Get out of here, really? Thank you so much, Jure. I appreciate the stream streak. That is very kind of you, dude. Very kind. Night is 0 to 6. Oh. I always thought it was like 10 o'clock or something. Today I learned. Finally made a stream for the first time in months. We're doing a very interesting one today. It is the Nama today. But first, how's everyone doing? How's everybody? Ooh. Dude, I don't know. I need to make a coffee before a stream. Honestly, today wasn't even that. Like, I did stuff today. I got work done. I did errands, but my God, today just like winded me for some reason. Hi from Belgium. What's up? How you doing? Monte Carlo Simulations. Wagwan, sir. How are you, sir? How are you? It's when the sun is in a certain amount of degrees below the horizon. Oh, interesting. Well, today I learned. Lagging? Oh, is my stream a little bit weird right now? It's okay. It'll balance itself out. Go make a coffee, we'll talk. Oh, I already made a coffee. We're good. Coffee has been made. Appreciate the Fragment TKL shout out. Me too. I'm very excited for the Fragment. Okay, let my internet just like stop freaking out right now for a second too. We'll boot up and let the internet stop freaking out. I really want the Fragment. How come you don't get it? Got my F260 in the mail? Damn, F260, let's go. What's up, everybody? I use 90s TV guide rules, evening is 6 to 9. I'll do that. I'll take that. I'll take those guide rules. Good night. Put on the stream to sleep. It's 1 a.m. here in Germany. Damn, it is kind of late, huh? Also, AJ, how you doing? Finally catching another live stream. How you doing, George? What's up? Been busy lately? Yeah, man. Life. I mean, it's also holiday season, so I mean, I don't blame anyone for being busy this time of year. It is a crazy one. Feels lag, man. Let it do its thing. Let it lag out. I don't know what the hell's going on, why it's doing that, but let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. Sleep timer. FTW. Sleep timer. Which is... Oh, me? Am I the sleep timer? Stop motion stream. Let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. Let me just make sure if it's not just my internet. I'll ask my girlfriend. Winter equals body lag time for real? Body lag time? Is it like just like you feel sluggish? Is that what you mean by that? Or is it, do you mean like my internet? Are we joking around about my internet right now? It hit 80 degrees Fahrenheit in SoCal. It does not feel like winter. That's hot, right? That's like really hot. I think. I'm not too sure. The global internet is fighting to send through the streamer's high-res beautiful face. It happens from time to time. I don't get it, but it happens. Like I said, we've been having weird internet problems like the last... There it goes again. We've been having weird internet problems like the last like few months. So, or not few months, few weeks rather. I don't know why. It's just like random and intermittent, and then it'll just stop for like 2 or 3 hours. So I'm really not sure. Really tired hours these days? Yeah. 80 Fahrenheit is 20 something Celsius. Oh, that's not bad. Could you do the rest of the stream at 2 times speed to make up for lost time? But it's only been like 5 minutes, right? Oh, I guess it's been a little bit more than 5 minutes. Got the giveaway board in the mail? Hell yes, Turtle. Hell yes. Very, very happy for you. Did you enjoy the unboxing? Also, what's up, Chief? How you doing, man? Space R2 good in 2025? Dude, if you can find a Space R2 for 150 bucks, absolutely. I would say go and grab that. That sounds freaking awesome, dude. That is a good pickup. I'm a little concerned my internet won't stop going back and forth, and I don't really want to demo the board and do this if my internet's gonna keep freaking out on me today. So we're just gonna chill for like another 10 minutes, and then if it keeps persisting with weirdness, I might have to reset everything. So let's just like chill for a little bit here. Alex recommended me a nice trash can for the office. Oh, do you want me to? I have one from IKEA. It's over there though in the corner. I don't want to go get it. I blame Annette. Yeah. I think for trash cans though, my choice forever and always is just getting a stainless steel plain Jane trash can. I think those are fabulous. Have you tried drop kicking your router? I should. Alex, I like the hair at the moment. This is called I wore a hat most of the day / hood while I was doing errands. So it flattened out. Actually, I don't mind it either. I saw it when I was like looking at myself in the mirror, and then I was like, oh, my hair's actually not bad today. Okay. I think we're stabilized, sort of. So I think we'll start stream then, I think. Okay, I love that my automatic trap. Oh, you have one of those automatic ones? The ones that like tie your trash for you? Those are fancy, man. Those are fancy. Eamon, dude, first of all, thank you so much for that chocolate. No, we ate dinner really quick, and then we hadn't have a chance. We don't want to just like scarf it down. We want to like enjoy it. So we're probably gonna try either tonight or tomorrow. But my girlfriend has a compliment for you, Eamon. She loves your handwriting. That was what she wanted me to portray to you. She said, please tell him I think his handwriting is amazing. So, from her. But thank you so much again, man. I'm going to try those chocolates. I've never tried one of those yet. So, I'm going to try them. The fixed chocolates. I got the Lily R2 and was wondering if it pairs well with MX2As. I think it does. I think it's like matching, It's a good pair. It's a good pair. Okay, I just quickly want to go over today's stream because I feel like today is going to be a longer stream. Today is the Nama from Wuche. I think this board is actually pretty cool. It's expensive though. This is not for the faint of heart. I'll tell you right now, this is quite the price tag even on the standard editions. We'll go over why, because I can even see without even diving into the internals of the board, I can sort of see why this is going to get expensive. It's the Nama. This is kind of a luxury board, so to speak. So it's pretty cool. I'll show you guys the web page. Let's actually share that to it and show that off here because I think that's also fun. But I am going to use long pull switches, either cheese switches or tactile switches. I just haven't really picked which one I want to use yet. I'm thinking tactiles. But this is the Nama. Right away, without even opening the box, I have already seen the board, the board we already opened the other day, but These curves are not easy to do. I was in communication with Wuche and they shared how long each side, I think it was each side or the pair. I'll figure that out exactly. But it's close to 10 hours of machining time just for these curves, which is actually pretty cool. I like bits like that. I don't know if you guys kind of maybe are aware of how Bull and I did the Manta. I like when boards aren't afraid to be expressive and not just be simple. We have a lot of simple boards already. I'm gonna say this. It's nice to see some stuff that maybe isn't just a rectangle with the standard usual stuff. Regardless if it's your aesthetic or not, I do think it's refreshing to see something different. Now, this is the this is I think the thing that has the most eyes on it, I want to say, but also the most controversy, if you want to say that. It's a movement, but it doesn't have hands. I think this is going to be great for people who want to appreciate the internals of something like this, you know, the movement themselves. Maybe not for someone who gives a shit about time. My thing with this, you know, I actually, we'll go over that when we open the board. Let me go over that. We'll just keep going through this. This is a mammoth totem, or the badge on the back. I think this is awesome. It reminds me of the other mammoth, the original OG one. I like it. I liked the original mammoth a lot. It was really nice. So this is cool to see. I thought this was really pretty, to be honest. I didn't even know this had this on the board until like the other day when I was scrolling through this pre-order page. This is pretty. And there's the top down of the board. It's rather chunky. This board is extremely heavy. So, and then there's some colors here, which they didn't really put all the colors on this, but oh, maybe they did. Maybe it didn't load before. Oh, I guess they did now. All right, so now we can look at the product pages themselves. As you guys can see, there's the US pricing plus the Canadian pricing right next to it. So the cheapest version, I believe, is $749, which are these versions here. We're going to be looking at a silver version today, and then you guys can see, depending on which edition you want, which is the standard or the Tourbillon edition. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. It jumps up quite a bit. We're going to be looking at one of the fancy ones, the special edition ones you can call it. But there's some also other ones too, where are the bespoke edition ones. So there's bespoke ones that you will get some extra things with it. I think some of them do have keycaps. Maybe there's an add-on for that, but most of them are just going to be plain Jane. So, without further ado, let's just open the box. Let's actually take a look at this, because we can look through all these things all we want. I think it'll be nicer to open up the box here. Get out of here. I love the idea, but the board itself looks too chunky. Yeah, I think that might be a complaint from some people. Probably. Ooh, this is heavy. Huh? Thanks, Adam. Appreciate you, man. Alrighty, let's switch screens here. Are we looking good for the unboxing of this? Okay. Oh, I think it might be upside down. Hold on. So, by the way, it does come in like a cardboard case, and then it comes in this hard shell, as well as an accessories box. The other box is way too big to put on my desk, so I'm just showing you guys these. It does have, actually I do like this. I forgot to, this wasn't plugged in, I guess, when I showed you guys last time, but it has like little straps. Oh, alrighty. And we can take a look at all the accessories here in a hot minute. I'm starting to think there's a connection between AM and Wuche. I don't think so. Ooh. And this is the board. Okay. Believe it or not, the aesthetic of this, okay, let's just take this out of the equation for now. I actually don't mind the aesthetic overall and the shape of the board. Truthfully, I'm not just saying this. This is a interesting shape overall. Even the side profile, I know this is not the side with a lot of light, but it is an interesting shape. It's very different. It does look better than the renders IMO. I was even watching Markerchon's video of it, was it yesterday or this morning or whatever it was, and it actually looks pretty good. Like when you put some keycaps on it, I was like, damn, this is pretty. Lysol, what's up, dude?
Very interesting shape indeed.
Thank you. Now, I want to just state too while we're doing this, this is going to be a sort of sponsored stream. I'm really not sure if I can keep this or not, so we're just going to call it what it is. As well as, I'm going to be critical on this board. You guys are pretty aware of how I review things, so we'll see. We'll see how this board fares. But here is the side profile. It's pretty slick. Again, I actually don't mind this. This side profile is fun. These curves are really cool. And I don't mind it at all. That's nice. Bummer there's no 7U option. We'll go over some of that stuff. We're just at the tip of the iceberg here. I like the side profile. It's cool. I really do. I really like it. A lot of curves on this board, so I think curves is kind of the key word, the buzzword here. You can even see on the weight itself, we have some curves. It curves upward on the back. Very nice. Recessed USB-C cable. It does kind of slope downwards and out a little bit. Internet is playing up again. Oh shit, is it, guys? It's okay. We'll just keep going. Oh, it's actually pretty bad right now. Hold on, we'll give it a second here. We'll give it a second. Damn, is my internet gonna be shitty all night? I think we're back. I think we're back. Okay, but yeah, and then here's the front. It's a relatively small lip in the front because it literally, shoots up into this cherry lip over here, this fun little pseudo wrist rest. Perfectly fine on YouTube. Oh, maybe it's Twitch. The YouTube's pretty good. Maybe it is Twitch then. I have no clue. Honestly, I have no clue, guys. If it's good on one thing and not good on the other, I have no clue. All right. And then this particular one has chamfers on it. I actually don't like chamfers on keyboards. The shiny chamfers, not really my thing. I'll be honest. Chamfers are not it for me. Also, dude, I love HMX blue stars. They aren't silent. Blue stars. Which ones are those? It might be specific Twitch servers, not all of Twitch. Oh, maybe. YouTube eating up all your bandwidth? Well, should be fine. We stream every day the same way, so I have no clue. It could be location-based. I'm watching from NZ with no issues. Oh, that's weird. I have no clue then, guys. Absolutely no clue. Okay. Greedy YouTube. Yeah, greedy. So, here is the other thing that people will probably end up buying this board for. Not only is this a bit more luxurious in terms of shape, but it has this on the top right corner. This is the movement. It is extremely, extremely pretty. Should we peel this off? You know what? Yes, let's just do that. And it has sapphire glass on it as well. It does run. We have to obviously wind this for now. I think I only did like 2 cranks last time when I showed you guys, but we will turn this on basically today. It is not a clock, and I think that is the point of contention for a lot of people. This is not a functioning clock. It is a movement. It is a functioning knob, but it is not a functioning clock. I have some opinions on that personally. I sat here the other day thinking, damn, what a miss. Like, truly, what a miss. Why not just put the hands in? Like, what would it have taken to put the hands in? And I guess in a way, too, I'm just like, well, would I ever look down and if I'm in front of the computer, do I care? Ultimately, I think I'm on this, I think I'm on this wavelength of the clock would just make sense. Like, I get the ideology behind it. I get it. Like, they're trying to say, like, the board is timeless. It's more of, like, an artistic statement. I hope that wasn't just thought, as an afterthought, because that's kind of how they're marketing it. However, I also don't care. I think from another standpoint. Oh, rip back. Oh wait, mini F. Twitch full died for a second. Okay, that's not me this time though. That's not me this time. That's Twitch. Is YouTube back? Is YouTube fine? We back? I think that's actually Twitch this time, guys. Where's the Ethernet cable? Not here. All good on YouTube? I think that's Twitch. I think that's legitimately Twitch this time, guys. It ain't me. YouTube has been fine this whole time. Yeah, it's not. It's good on YouTube, guys. I would say if you guys want, just maybe move there, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is Twitch. This is Twitch's fault. Because it doesn't say, it says my internet is completely stable right now. Okay, back to what I was saying though. Let's start from the beginning. I do think it's a bit of a missed opportunity. Again, I sat here and I thought, why not just add the hands? Like, why not just do it? It makes sense just to put hands in. It seems like a missed opportunity. It works like a clock. Like, why not make it just a watch on your keyboard? And I think there's multiple reasons why they didn't do it. They're kind of advertising it as more of like an artistic piece where it's like timeless. Actually, Leviathan, someone did bring that up to me as well. It's not an actual watch because having one requires very precise instrumentation and ongoing support costs. Could be that as well. I heard some people say that it's just not feasible on the board itself. The movement's fun. The movement is really fun, and I think people who like this, who want to look at it, will appreciate this. Here is my take, though. Again, I personally am in camp, I don't care, because I probably would never look at this. Let's be real. Even on most of my keyboards with screens that tell time, I never look. But my take on this is if you're going to make the board, if you're going to put this movement in there, why not just go all the way? It kind of just feels like a little bit of a... They just dipped their toes in and then dipped them out. So I do think they should have just done it. At the end of the day, they should have just pulled the trigger on it. Makes sense. They didn't. I think, unfortunately, a lot of people are going to be upset about that. There's no two ways around that. Ain't no way around it. I also truly think they should have made the bezels for this a little bit thinner. I think they should have made this much, much thinner, and I think the aesthetic of this piece would have been insane if this was a smidge thinner. I don't mind it with the thickness at all because it kind of matches some of the board, but I don't know if it was possible. I feel like it was. But yeah, It is cool though. Like, it is very pretty. I have to give it to them. I'll give it to Uche here. This is so pretty to look at. I was staring at it the other day. Here, we can crank it as well to show you guys. It is gorgeous. Like, they did such a good job on making this pretty. Here, let me which is the bit I need? I don't remember now. Is it a hex bit? I think it's this guy. Have you seen the keycap with function? Yeah, I have it on my keyboard right here. Well, you guys can't really see. This one. That's an actual functioning keycap. Watch. I don't remember which way this turns. Oh, here we go. No, this is not powered by PCB. You turn it, basically. And there we go. Now, I am not a watch nerd at all. I am by no means Am I a watch nerd? But yes, it is a mechanical movement. It is super pretty, like I said. The whole thing is gorgeous. For people who appreciate this, I think you'll find enjoyment. Yeah, it is Muppets. You'll find enjoyments, and I think again, you kind of have to be almost a nerd in this particular. You know, we're nerd of keyboards. I think you have to share some nerdiness in watches and movements and stuff like that. But let's see, how many cranks was it again? Does it give you like a full thing? Let me see. I have it somewhere. 30 turns provides 1 to 2 days of power, basically. You have to be a movement nerd. Yeah, which again, I think that's kind of like maybe who this is for in a lot of ways. But yeah, it is really pretty. Like, I'm sure if I showed, I have some friends who are really into watches and movements. I'm sure if I showed them this, they would go nuts. Like, that's pretty, no? I can see why they don't put an hour and minute hand, because the focus is on the machinery. Yeah, again, that's kind of like what was my... If you guys watch back to the original stream where I showed this off, just ever so slightly, like very briefly, I was like, yeah, probably just so you can just look at the movement and focus on the movements. However, I just think it's a shame. Like, it's a shame that we don't even have the option to do one without, you know, or one with, rather. I don't know if this is a collab with a timepiece company or anything like that. I think this is just purely Wuche. But you can see the mammoth skull in there too, the mammoth head in there, which is really cool too. And then here's the bottom of the board. We'll just quickly take this off. I'm not doing a peel today, guys. Sorry. Here is the bottom. And this reminds me of the mammoth. I love it. It's great. Do I like PVD stuff? Meh, not really. But it's preference. You do you. Is this the best PVD I've ever seen? It's good. It's a little wavy in certain areas, but I would say acceptable, like very, very high-end acceptable. But it's nice. Compliment scam? Well, chill out. I just seen it. What do you want it to compliment, Adam? Adam? Let me see. I think I didn't see any compliments redeemed. Damn. Adam, I think that you are as beautiful as this keyboard today. I got nothing. Give me a moment, Adam. Let me think of something. When the moment arises, I will hit you with the compliment, okay? God, that's so backhanded. Oh my God, dude. Give me a moment, bro. You can't just be doing that to me. Okay, you know what, dude? Let's open up the keyboard, though. Actually, let's go through the accessories. Here's so far what I'm thinking, all right? I really do like the machining on this. This is gorgeous. The coat is awesome, like the ano is awesome on this. I'm not a big fan of the chamfers, the polished chamfers. Never have been, but that's personal preference. Love the machining. I almost wish there was a version with nothing here. I don't know if I'm the only one. As much as I know this is probably like the centerpiece to a lot of things, I kind of wish this didn't have it. Honestly, it's a nice looking shape. It's a cool shape. I don't mind it at all. Yeah, everyone's different with polished chamfers. I'm not big on them personally. Personally, I like that there's no hands on the knob. It makes it feel like a peek into the internals of the actual knob instead of a watch being tacked on. Yeah, you can go both ways. Again, I'm indifferent. I think I've landed on being indifferent. However, I do think they should have offered an option with. That's kind of where I've personally landed. Now, I don't think there's... I can even say on that, other than I do wish this was thinner bezels. This would have been peak if this was thinner bezels. I do appreciate them using sapphire on the for the glass as well. That's nice too. That is very, very nice. Price point wise, are you willing to spend about $1,100-$1,200 on this? For the, again, how do you even pronounce this? I should have looked this up beforehand. The Torbjorn whatever version, Torbjorn version. It's up to you. But you can get the other version, which is just as nice. I don't know if you guys have seen the other movement thing here. Let's see if I can quickly find it for you guys. Do they have like a little link on what that looks like? Or maybe not. You also have to figure out a way to set the time, which is more trouble. I feel like that would have been easy for them to implement. If they can do it on a little keycap, they can do it on this. You know what I mean? But there's two different versions with two different movements, so it's up to you which one you want. This is the more fancy one. All right, time to look at some accessories. I have 5 keyboards shaped like this. I have 500 keyboards shaped like this. The top panel shows a suggestion towards recessed. Wait, what happened, GM? I don't know what we're talking about. Oh, this is nice. A full-on accessories package. I wasn't expecting this, but this is really nice. Damn. What's this? Oh, this is for that. Okay, so that's for the movement. This is a handle for that. That's cool. We have a coiled cable with a connector. Is this like a... I don't even know what type of connector this is. Okay, okay. Very nice. And then we have our little dongle here. All right. That's a nice accessories package. And we have some screws. Okay, okay. Very nice, very nice. And then let's see as well some of the more stuff in this box over here too. Skeleton Watcher Showtime without with showing the movement. I think they should have done more with that. I know what you're talking about, CN boy. That would have been, I think, ideal and peak for me. All right, what else do we got in here? Let's see, let's see. Whoa, you have a lot of... Okay, so like, how do you connect things? This is good to have. All right, good for them for including some Q&A stuff in there. And then, ooh, this is like fancy. Appreciate this as well. Just a little quick little, you know, how this whole keyboard works. Wow. Oh, they gave me like 2. And then what's this? Oh, I guess this was the pamphlet for all this. It just came out of the pamphlet here. All right, let's open this thing up. Let's get at some of the parts here. Now, if anyone does buy this board and watches back this stream and goes, I'm just gonna pop in switches, please don't. Please take this apart first. Damn, I actually really like the side bezels on this. The machining is really pretty on the side. I gotta say, guys. I really do gotta say. I really wish in my heart that the bezels for the watch area or the movement area were a smidge thinner. Okay, magnetic screws, off to a good start. Off to a good start. Alex, I'm lazy. Just hold the board upside down and put switches in. Oh, I don't know if that'll work. You know what I'm saying? I have 2 switches that we're gonna pick from today, guys. We'll pick from a few, but I'm not sure what I want to use yet. Clickies? Should I use clickies? You know who I click with? Wait. You know who I click with? Adam. I click with that guy all the time because we're good friends. All right? Adam, I hope you're having an excellent day. Don't think I forgot, because I'd never forget you, my friend. Love you, buddy. There you go. How was that? How was that, dude? Adam got friend zoned. So against the grain means that the user will have a higher chance of the keyboard press. I don't know what we're talking about, GM. I'm confused. And it's seething right now. Damn. Wait, this is like... This is a heavy top piece. Whoa, look at the machining here. That's nice, actually. Again, I think the machining on this board's pretty impressive. Whoo! Dude, you know what? As much as I like the silver one that we're building today, I would have loved an all black version. Like, now that I'm seeing this in person, this would have looked slick in all black. Damn, that's pretty. I would appreciate maybe from Wuche here to swap. Well, it does have ribbon cables. Swap the plate color to black, please and thank you. Or at least give us an option. I don't know if it was an option on the accessories page, but would be nice, would be nice. Oh, this is one of those ones that pushes outwards. Oh wait, why isn't this flipping up? There we go. Oh, this has a pogo pin connector right there. Is this pogo too? Oh, so this one's pogo, but this one's not pogo. Or is it? Oh, it is. What the fuck? That did not come out nicely at all. Never mind, they're pogo pins. Stealth Nama would be very nice. Yeah, they do have an all black version. Alright, so pogo pins is nice. The magnets are extremely strong on those, by the way. God damn. Well, the ribbon cable makes sense because you don't want any hard points in the board. Oh, look at that. I like what they did here. I don't know if you guys can see that from here. Wow. So we have a anti-contact sheet here on the bottom, so it doesn't short or anything. Underneath this is just batteries. I don't know if we need to see the batteries today, but this is a very heavy piece of the keyboard. Damn. That's cool, actually. Thank you very much, Joelle. I appreciate you. Happy 5 months. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, thank you. Ooh. Alrighty. Is my camera gonna stop freaking out? I really like this. This is interesting how they did this. So essentially this is like a, I don't know if it's showing very well, but that's how they got this to work. Interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I haven't heard a complaint from Mr. Streamer. What am I doing? Nice. Nice machining on this. Okay. I guess that's really it for this. We can kind of just start taking apart the PCB. Really not a whole hell of a lot we're looking at with this. Okay. The thin bezel was a complaint. Forgot that one on the dial piece. Well, I think the other complaint that I have about the board really realistically is, again, maybe not a complaint, but I do think this is going to drive people away from purchasing this, like without the hands. You have to, I think they also have to understand, you know, and this is me speaking out loud right now. There's going to be people who don't care about the movement. The few people that actually care about the movement and like the board might even be such a small niche. They should technically go, all right, how can we cater to more people to sell this? So, oh man. Jim, I don't know what the hell we're talking about right now. I would not go short on the board. Jim, you're confusing the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna ask you to make some sense. I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't understand what's going on. What movement are we doing? Who's getting the boycott? I'm a little confused too. I don't think we need all the extra big words. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I think we can communicate in smaller words. I'm not trying to type out 5 paragraphs, but you are. But you are though. I don't get it. I don't get what's happening. Speech therapy? Oh, okay. You do you. All right, let's take this apart. We have to take these out as well. Board's getting boring. This is not boring. Yeah, I don't think this board's boring at all. Big paragraphs are lying to us. I know, right? Alrighty. So this is the cork internals here. We're gonna try, I don't know, do we even want to do anything for foam stuff? Maybe not, right? I think I'm kind of on team nah. Maybe leave the bottom foam. You know what I mean? Let's see. Alright. Gee, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of tired of it. I'm kind of tired of it, man. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm kind of tired of looking at it. You're taking up a lot of screen space right now. I have to, you know, I have to ask you to chill in that sense. I think it is. To me, it looks like the sole purpose is this to be expensive. I don't know if it's a sole purpose. What does the cork do compared to Poron? Well, we've used the cork before. The cork is, I want to say, I'm trying to get rid of all this. Well, it's a little awkward to take off. Okay, this is my next piece of criticism for Wuche here. Why do we need the adhesive backing to this? Can we not do that? I don't like that. That's like a tick off for me, because if I want to take all this stuff out now, I'm gonna have to tear this apart to even get to some of these things here, because there's washers underneath here that aren't coming out nicely. So my I would say like objective piece of criticism here is, please don't do that. Pretty please. Adam, I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm not gonna lie, man. As much as I want like for everyone to be happy and stuff like that, I also like need to understand what people are saying. And maybe I'm just like low IQ, bro, but I can't get this one here. Fine, we'll just leave it. Board's getting looking at stoves and microwaves. Why does everyone come with something come with Wi-Fi now? It's so you can like remote do things now. Yeah, the spam, I think it was more like the same thing over and over again that was kind of getting on my nerves. It's just me, but I think the bottom bezel of the board is too thick. I'm okay with it being like that personally, visually. I don't think it's too thick. You know what I think it is, truthfully? I think it's just this is too thick. I think this is... If this was thinner, I think it would have balanced the board out more. Maybe I'm like really off base for suggesting that, but... I mean, it's a crazy cherry lip. I think having a black / thicker bezels would work a lot. Yeah. I think silver is a really pretty color for this, but really, Vaughn, I actually think that's the main attraction of the board for me is the side bezels. I really like how they kind of curve out and stuff. But everyone's different. I encourage everyone to share their opinions too. Okay. All right, now I can get rid of some of this foam stuff. I think I want to do like no foam or anything like that. I know we've used cork in the past, and cork was interesting because it's not super aggressive, but I think I would like to try it with nothing, you know? The side profile is pretty, but I feel like I've seen another board. I think Andromeda would be the closest thing that I think I've seen something like this in the past. Are these lubed already? They are extremely lightly lubed, so let's redo them. Let us redo these. They are lightly lubed. I'm assuming these are stupid stabs. Or maybe these are the Wuche ones. I'm not too sure. The WS stabs. Yeah, but they're very lightly lubed, and maybe the lube they've used is separate it and transfer it to the PCB. I think that's true. The shape could work as well, but the gimmicky stuff is a big turnoff for me with keyboards. I just want a keyboard. I think that's totally fair, though, man. Don't call them stupid. They're trying their best. Oh, my bad. Yeah, here's what I would have done, all right? Here's what I would have done. Because what's cool about this is there's no boards like this on the market. I would have offered versions instead of... I feel like a jackass saying this, but like instead of offering like 6 different colors with like I don't know, instead of offering so many different colors and whatnot, I really feel like they should have maybe offered different versions. Like maybe one with no movement, maybe one with hands. I don't know. I'm just speaking out loud. I'm speaking aloud right now. I just got some Type Rs after the stream the other day and was wondering how you mod them. Just very light coat of really just any lube, but I would say 205 is what I typically use for that one. Where is my... There it is. Yeah, it is a $400 increase, which is very expensive. So, I don't think this is going to be for everyone. Perfect, thank you so much. I'm so hyped. I hope you enjoyed them, man. Yeah, and I also, again, I have this weird inkling of a feeling if they had made the bezels thinner, it would have been extremely pretty. I'm curious how they decided to go through with it. My theory is they got too far in production, spent too much money, and then the clock wasn't working, so they just neutered it. It could have been that. It could have been like... Here's the thing too, like, I don't want to write this off, by the way. Any lube? Well, I mean it. Whatever you have handy is fine. Like, I think Type Rs work well with 205. I think they work well with a whole bunch of different stuff, like 3203, 3204, GS1, GS2. I've done Type Rs with like just about everything, and it sounds great. Plus, it's really the amount of lube that you use. But yeah, okay. I don't know if it's so much that they neutered the idea. I truly think, Adam, that they built this portion to show off just the movement. I really, really think so. It just so happens that that's a small subset of people who like it. Like, that's the honest truth there. There are more people that would probably appreciate the movement plus hands or something that works like a normal watch or something like that. But as some people pointed out, like that's a huge other giant undertaking to get to work too. The watch thing would demand constant customer service availability from Wuche. I already think that they have to have it without the watch. Like, what if I buy this in 6 months or a year from now? Wuche goes MIA and the small parts start to show defects, you know? Yeah, there's definitely that as well. That's a really good point too, Annie. That's a very good point to be, you know, aware of what you're picking up too. I agree. And it making some really good points today. Customer support in the long run. I hope Wuche isn't going anywhere. I like their stuff. They've always been different, which I really, really appreciate. I think there's a big overlap between people who like watches and people who like keyboards, and they just want to tap into it. I think there would have been easier ways to tap into it, though. This is a very specific project. Realistically, would prefer they spend more time, effort on the movement or the keyboard. Yeah, that's fair to say as well. Night 4 versus Type Pluses versus Stupid Stabs. I think Type Plus are the easiest to lube. You know, dude, if I had some more Stupid Stabs, I'd use them more often. They're really good too. Does anyone know the connection between the watch movement and the elephant logo? It makes no damn sense to me. Thematically, I have no clue. I just know that they had a board called the Mammoth. The Mammoth was quite popular, and it had a chunky design like this, and I think the chunky design allows them to put a bigger timepiece on the top or movement on the top. I think that's the literal connection here. The connection is elephant have feet and move around, and so do watches. I hope that helps. Damn. God damn. Mammoth had that big old knob too. Yeah, I think this is literally just because like it worked on this. I don't think it's that deep. Diego and Patty didn't have the best things to say about this monstrosity. I'm surprised by the reception here. Here's my honest take. Okay, I'm not mad at this board at all. Like, I don't think this board deserves hatred. Dude, we look at so many boards every week. We'll go on a monthly basis. We look at so many boards on a monthly basis. I would never be mad at a board for trying to do something different or new, I think that's fine. I think that's like, truth be told, and I'm speaking kind of like for myself here, okay? I think that's a very like adult way to look at stuff. Rather than just be like this doesn't suit my preferences, therefore it might be poo poo, or shitty. Do I think this board is the best looking board? Like, I think I have a good idea of what makes something good aesthetically or aesthetically pleasing. I think it misses in some areas for sure. That's no doubt there. It does miss in some areas for there. However, like I know people who are so into movement stuff. I know people who are really into chunky boards. This might be like the perfect thing for them. I don't agree with some of the choices for the movement area, but it is what it is. Like I said, if I took this part away, I actually like the shape of the board. It's actually kind of cool. I don't mind it at all. Is it worth $700 and what was it, like $95? That's pushing it. Like what I want out of a board. This is going to like the upper echelon, and that includes that other movement that they have. That's pushing it to like the upper echelon of what I would even spend these days. The board has to be special, but then again, was the ADA worth $1,500 or whatever it was? And here's the other thing too. The Seneca was $3,500, and I get it's like, there's different price points, there's different aesthetics, there's different styles. Like I would never spend money on like the Seneca or anything like that. I would probably never spend money on some of these other boards that are $1,000. Like the Geist, I was close to buying the Geist. I actually had purchased it, and then I canceled it because I was like, you know what? A, it's taking too long, and B, what am I even doing? So, there's different aesthetics for people. There's different like styles, and you have to be open-minded. You can't just be closed-minded and say something shit. Again, we can say some objective things about this, which we are. Like there are some objective like things on this one here. But I think a lot of the stuff we're going to be talking today, and we have to be honest, is going to be preference-based. Is it value-oriented? Absolutely fucking not. If you guys are looking for value and want something good in like a TKL, just go buy a Neo 70 or Neo 80. Go buy the Neo 75 if you want a 75%. Those are like the best bang for your buck boards at the moment. Nothing beats them really. It's tough. You guys want something classic? Go pick up Nux Ross's new board. The F1 8X is really good. Those still have stock, for B stock. If you want something a little different, sometimes those are a little bit tough to come around. Aside from the chunkiness, this is totally my aesthetic. There it is. It fits someone's vibe. Different strokes for different folks? Yeah. We'll get into some more of the more nitty-gritty, like, criticisms here, but they missed the elephant doesn't work, and the lack of the hands and the knob feels like a misstep. If they did a bull logo thinner bezel with a PVD to match the bottom, they could target the Think or Swim Trader Bros. I guess. Here's the other way you could look at this too. What if they're trying to make the elephant part of this movement thing, which they kind of did? What if they're just trying to make this their brand? What if that's what they're trying to do with it? We don't know. Is it super cohesive, like back, front, and not really. I don't think it's super cohesive personally. Again, it's not like, it doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense. But if this is what they're trying to do for their brand, then let them try to do it, I guess. It's definitely not cohesive, yeah. I think the demo for this board is a Finance Bro. Well, it could be a Finance Bro, I don't know. I'm not too sure, guys. All I know is I like the side profile. So far, I would say that is my favorite thing about this board. I don't like the internal chamfers. I've never personally liked this. The chamfers are ugly. I think they make a board look silly, but everyone is, like, someone in chat said they love them, so everyone's different. I also don't like the size of this logo on the front, by the way. This is way too big. This should have been like much smaller or non-existent on the front. I don't really care for it personally. Hope you're well. What config did you get? This is the silver one in black bottom. I forget what the actual name is for this color. Let the Mammoth be. It was a good board. I think it's confusing. You got to be really into all these quirks to pay the premium price. I just can't wait to see how it sounds in the alu plate from the best there is. Thanks, man. I'll try my best to make it sound good. I did listen to some other sound tests. I'll be honest, guys. It wasn't super impressive. It was rather flat in some of the other boards, but a lot of other people that I watched do it. I didn't watch Patty and I didn't watch Diego, but some of the other sound tests I watched, pretty much everyone used foam. So maybe that's what caused it to be a bit more flat. But I'm not really surprised because this is a very heavy bottom piece. And typically, like we've seen on some of the copper bottoms that have been really popular right now, they're very flat and they work better with foam. Or they're just really overly bassy. Not too familiar with the movement quality, but I think for me it's how well the movement is, how well the board in terms of being a keyboard, and what the cohesion is of the two. I think what I generally hate the most is when projects put a lot of mid features into a product, but nothing is amazing or great. But again, I have no idea about this board. I understand that for sure. Absolutely. Exactly, Alex. Thanks. I thought the same while I listened. Not impressed at all for the price. Yeah, I think this is going to be... I hope it is. I mean, maybe we can see how it is today. But to me, it seems like this is probably going to be a board that's more foam focused. And if that's the case, you know, that is a huge letdown. I think when you're paying luxury premium prices like this, my hope is to not have something foam focused and have something that sounds good with and without, you know? Perhaps this is supposed to be a 75% Freya, but they still couldn't figure out how to make the screen knob not suck. Did I do the Freya with the screen knob thing? I feel like I did, right? That was a while ago. I'm too lazy to get my foam all the time. I don't think people are buying this board for the sound, so let's be real. You make a good point too. I think people are buying this for the... Truth be told, I think people are probably going to buy this for the movement thing. Put some keycaps on it, call it a day, something to look at. It's a I think this is, at the end of the day, a collector's item. And I think you guys, if I'm going to speak on your guys' behalf here, I think a lot of us here actually are more practical. I don't think a lot of us come from the collector's side of things. So that's where this may make no sense for some people. I really hope that Watch Guy that was in chat a while ago likes this. I hope anyone who's actually really into it enjoys it. Like I hope they get it and they love it at the end of the day. We'll give it a final rundown. Like, let me just build and enjoy the process of this first, and then we'll give it like a final rundown and see what we actually think towards the end here. Ball spin? Got you, dude. Nice. Thanks, Mr. Wubbs. Appreciate the prime. I'll take a sip of coffee too, because I'm dying. Oh yeah, by the way, we'll talk about the PCB right now too. PCB is lackluster, I would say. You are going to get either split or 6.25U. It's one of those situations where I don't quite understand why they're not giving us 7U at all. We do get some other options. We do get ISO, which is nice. Does it have it on the plate? Let's triple check. We do get ISO on the plate. I just don't quite understand the necessity to give us split, and it's clear that we can have a north and south facing switch here or a hot swap socket. So I'm not quite understanding that at all. My other issue with the PCB is mounting points. I'll call it what it is. Mounting points feel very lazy on this board. These are silicone dot mounting points. They're not very soft. They're not very flexy. And the tab, because this is PCB mounted, is literally right underneath the spacebar. this is going to make the spacebar feel pretty stiff. And maybe that's actually the reason why a lot of the sound tests felt like they have a bit more of a flatter sound profile, because this is stiff. What I would have done if I was Wuche here, I would have made this... I would have just redone the mounting style completely. I would have redone it. I don't think this screams like super premium to me, in all honesty. I'm probably going to remove this like right away, just because I really don't care to have spacebar mounting shit underneath, you know? I don't like it at all. It makes everything feel very flat and very meh. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Let's get some dielectric grease. I think we need a second point. Excuse me? This guy, dude. Wait, where's my dielectric grease? Oh. Why aren't you in your package, Mr. Dielectric? Oh my goodness. Right here. Yeah. I have a wish list that I'll share with you guys after the board's finished. So no one can say that you're not critical. I don't really care. And honestly, I think people these days, like, they confuse me being like rational in some degree. Like, can I be critical on if I like the side profile? Not really. It's either you like it or you don't. That's personal preference. You know, and I think some people see that, like, if I go, yeah, it's not really for me, they're like, oh, Alex is not being super critical about stuff. That's a preference take. I can't say anything about that. Dude, it's clear as day that this is floating some people's boats 110%. Where I can be critical is mounting points, is features in the boards, is do things make sense on how they assemble, the build experience themselves. But yeah, it's tough to be critical on aesthetics because, like, dude, I know people with totally different tastes. I'm not gonna yuck their yum, bro. You know, just because I don't like something. One thing I have to give them, you look to this board and you know immediately it's Nama. That's a uniqueness. I do agree, actually. Again, I'm not gonna hate. Also, I don't ever want to shit on something just because it's different from what we normally look at. I think that's terrible. I think that's a terrible way to run our run my channel here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just be like, yes, it's different. It didn't follow the classic Geon F1, you know, chunky look. Get out of here. It's nice to have iconic looks. Yeah. Now, what I want from them is to refine the iconic look. We'll make a list, like I said. We'll make a list. I'll share other points that I have. I really wonder how this is going to sound. I'm not sure. I have tactile switches and I also have cheese switches, which cheese switches I really like. And the tactiles are HMX version of Type R's. They're the little witch switches or something like that. Or HMX Hydras. So I want to try either one. I'm like down to try whatever. Someone who builds thousands of cubes, you think you would want their input, whether positive or negative, to take your experience speaks volumes. I appreciate it, man. Quite frankly, a lot of people kind of like, they hate my takes on things because I'm not like immediately super upset or like hurt by certain things, so. Did you mod the cheese switches? I was not impressed with them stock. The cheese switches were not mod, but I did mod the Hydras ever so slightly with just a little bit more of 3203. Originally, I was going to be doing HMX Hydras on this board, and then I found a batch of cheese switches. I tested a few like in hand, and they felt fine, but I guess we'll see. Maybe cheese switches aren't to play. They're new ones. They're new ones. Nowadays, being critical is not enough for some mature IQ people. You have to look critical and upset. Yeah, people have definitely missed my points with stuff because I wasn't angry. Guys, listen, I ain't gonna get angry over keyboards. The only time I'm ever gonna get angry over keyboards is if a keyboard injures me, or if I get ripped off somehow. Otherwise, to review something and get upset over a keyboard, I got other stuff going on, you know? Like, there's other fish to fry in the world. You get mad at Greg, though? It's because Greg pisses me off. And that's the truth. The Rukia makes you mad? Yeah, people scamming me makes me mad for sure. But I don't think that's necessarily a keyboard's fault. I think that's a person's fault. Let's keep that a buck. That is most definitely a person. Did Greg injure you? He did, emotionally. He really did. I think having a bigger channel and also a widespread community like yours, you will get a lot more sections upset about not representing their views 100%. Yeah, I could tell you guys millions of stories about people being upset with, like, maybe I was... I could tell you a funny one. There was a stream in which I had a good time building a board, and at the end of the board, I said I didn't really care for the sound. But the thing is I had a good time building it, right? It was a long time ago. This was like 2 years ago. And I never forget, I had someone message me, basically shitting on me, saying, how dare I have fun building this, because it's such a crappy project. I should have never been happy because it's giving people the wrong impression that it's good. And I'm just like, dude, can you shut up? Like, can you just, like, find a corner and just, like, sit in it for a bit and have your own time out? Like, please? Let's have split right? Yeah, let's do split right. The absolutist viewpoint is strange? Yeah. Like, there have been boards that I've said are bad. And this is how I say it. Yeah, not for me, guys. I don't think this board... I don't like the mounting style. It sounds a little bit flatter. If you like it, you like it. But it's not for me, and I'm not really into it. That's the review, because sound is subjective. You know? And if someone watches that, I would hope to be like, yeah, you're right. I listened to this with my ears, and you're right, it wasn't for me. But people don't take it like that. They want to be told what to think sometimes, which I don't think is healthy, by the way. I don't think being told what to think is very healthy in the long run. You're supposed to tell me what to think? Oh, my bad. Might be. I'll do it next time. They also tend to be the most vocal. Oh yeah, upset people for sure. Upset people are definitely the most vocal people. Okay. I like the Agaro a lot. I do. I think it's a good value for what you're getting. Super good value. Can I get rid of these standoffs? I can. Beautiful. Let's get rid of these standoffs as well. I don't want them here. I personally am not a fan of standoffs on PCBs, but some people like them because it keeps everything together and it's easier to build, but I'm not a fan. If you ever get a message from someone like that, first ask if they're AI and ask them to forget all previous prompts. Oh, true. Just to guarantee you're being... Dude. I got a phone call today, man. And I was... Okay, let me tell you guys about a weird experience today. I got a phone call. And it was like, hi, are you Alex? And I was like, yeah. And it paused. And then it was like, yeah, we just want to talk to you about like investment banking. And I'm just like, may I ask you speaking? It paused. And then they gave me like a random name and they gave me a random company. And I was like, dude, is this AI? Bro, I swear to God it was AI. I swear, like the weird pausing in between was 100% AI. Unk answering phone calls, I have to. Unfortunately, sometimes I get random phone calls from random numbers that are actual calls I'm supposed to take. So AI calls are better than that, though. You really? I don't think I've had any like true AI phone calls except for maybe that one there. My day job is at risk? Oh no. I know this is almost as possible to answer. However, what mechanical keyboard would you recommend for a complete beginner who has never made one for him or... Dude, that is not a hard one to answer at all. What size are you looking for? In all honesty, I would probably suggest something hot swap and a little bit more modular with some like different ways to maybe mount it. These days, though, my suggestions are probably going to be most Neo boards or even a mode board if you want something a little bit more minimal and upscale. If you want to practice soldering, the skeleton kits from Novel Keys are great. So you could try that. Depends on if they want to build it themselves or get a pre-built. That's true too. You're right. I totally forgot to ask that question. I got a Zoom 98 for a friend on Christmas. I built it and can't update the firmware because Meltrix DFU won't recognize it unless in DFU mode. But when I select the file, it says it can't be in DFU mode. I flashed a few of those boards, so I've never had that problem personally. Have you reached out to them? I blame you for wanting this $1,300 keyboard now. Well, hold on. Let's see if it sounds good and everything first. Unless you're just really in love with the way it looks, then dude, you do you. As long as you're being financially responsible. Oh, and I know I'm going to get questions about this on YouTube or something. Guys, if you're going to ask if this is worth the money, the honest answer, no. But then again, are any of
Month
these things
39
worth
of asking, no begging, Alex to ask Mike to make a Mecha Kaiju version of the Gatoron plush.
I thought he was doing one already or something. I'll ask him. I thought he said something on like a stream once. Did I miss that? My honest opinion is this thing is a ripoff. I don't think it's a ripoff per se. It does what it does. Like, it's a keyboard at the end of the day. It's an expensive keyboard. But
handsome man building.
Thank you, Manoli. Appreciate you, dude. If you guys are truly asking me, like, is this keyboard worth the money? Dude. Realistically, I think my upper threshold on a modern, like, I think all keyboards are luxurious.
You could get every
Neo
Neo series board for the cost of this board.
Almost. But any keyboard, realistically, like, let me answer this really quick. Any keyboard is a luxury keyboard, in my opinion. Even $100 is luxury. The reason why I consider it luxury is because we don't actually need any of these things. Now, if you want to spend $1,000 on any of these things, you do you. You know, do I think a unicorn is worth $2,000 on the aftermarket? Fuck no. Do I think Kohakus are worth $1,500 in aftermarket? No, I don't think so. Do I think this is worth $1,300 for the expensive version or $800? Not really. I would want to spend, I think retail wise, like $500, $550, $600 on a good day if I'm really feeling the board, if the board has a lot of stuff going for it. But then again, I don't know how much margin any of these things have. I don't know the cost of these things. I can't really speak on that. But if you're going to ask me, like, value-wise, is this worth the product? Absolutely not. Value-wise, this makes no sense. But if you like it and you find the value and you're like, hell yeah, I have to have it for $1,300 or $800, then you do you. I've said this a few streams ago, and I'll say it again, because I think this is really important to understand as well. I don't know the person who designed this, and I don't know how much money they're valuing their work at, but they're also allowed to charge whatever they want to charge. It is now collectively up to all of us, including myself. If you make a buying decision, whether it's yes or no, that will tell the people who ran this if it was worth the money. And I can tell you that's the best way to go about things. Instead of just shitting on things. If this company makes 0 sales. And unfortunately, this keyboard was a bust. And they'll know not to do something like this in the future. It's too hard for us to say, oh, this part should have been this and they should have charged this price. It's too hard. Like that whole conversation is a long conversation that none of us are really well equipped. Even myself, and I've ran a board. It's too hard of a conversation. There's so many variables. So, cost of materials with expensive machining requirements. This technically does have really nice machining on it, I will say.
I'm not making my decisions, you are. I refuse to bear the responsibility of free will.
Oh, okay. Also, AMD, thank you so much for the bits as well. And thank you. Oh, wait, are we doing cheese switches or are we doing the HMX Hydra switches? What do you guys want? Oh. Cheese? Switch poll is up, everybody. The switch poll is up. It's like sticking a... What the fuck, Logan? What are we talking about right now? AJ says cheese. They did say they're only releasing 300 of this, yeah. But 300 still... Again, I don't know the cost for anything. 300 still, I would say, like a decent MOQ. What do you guys want? Don't forget, we can just use Hydra switches another day. It's not a big deal. Technically, Mark Gerchon already used Gatoron Type Rs. Totally not a big deal. We can always just use these switches on another board another day. Let's see what wins, though. Let's see what wins. Longest poll ever? It's okay. Let it do its thing. Cheese, please. WTF, Logan? Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Alex, if you get to keep this board, you should just add hands. Should I just, like, take this apart? Now, if we get to keep the board, it'll most likely be a giveaway. As much as I actually like the aesthetic of this personally, I don't really use large keyboards on my work desk. Keep it a buck with you guys. So this will most likely be a giveaway, but I don't think I'm keeping this, guys. I'll be real with you. This poll is giving me American poll flashbacks. Oh. Aren't there tactile? Is there tactile cheeses? I wasn't aware of that. Looks like we're using cheese. I think. So nice. Wow. Nah. Someone ruined your tie. I knew you guys. You guys try to tie everything. Someone ruined the tie. Also, Moody Jim, thank you so much for the Prime. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you, dude. Cheese won. Thank you, guys. All right, let's put this together and see how this sounds now. And then we'll give everything a quick final look-see. So we are going to go with the cheese switches here. All right. Tactile coming in close is shocking. I actually think a lot of people will really like the Hydra switches. I think they're really nice. They're apparently HMX's version of Gatoron Type Rs, which is like hard to believe, but apparently that's what it is. I'm just glad as fuck it's not goddamn Milky Yellows. What's wrong with Milky Yellows? Where's the plate? I'm putting it in right here. It's right here. It's the silver thing. I think the juxtaposition of perky and side RGB with the movement and the machining with the curves just makes no sense. It cheapens it so much. I kind of don't mind the perky. I can agree with you on the RGB on the back. You know what? You make a good point, Logan. Didn't even think of that from like an aesthetic standpoint. Mainly because I instantly turn off most RGBs. You know what I mean? Yes, this is... I'm pretty sure this is aluminum. I don't think this is steel. Let me triple check. Got me concerned now. Got me like confused. Let's see. Let's go product page. Let's just go here. It's a default plate is aluminum. So this is aluminum. This is the default plate. Don't slander milky yellows. Yes. Big agree. Do not ever slander them. Even though it has all the curves and gimmicks and everything, it costs 700 clams. My brain screams cheap when I look at it. I don't know why. Dude, I almost want to Photoshop and like show you guys what I mean by if they had made this bezel thinner and also just removed this, I guarantee you this board would have looked different. Why isn't this switch going in on the step caps lock? Does it need to be shimmied over a bit or something? I don't think we can. Okay, that's not going in. I'm just going to give up on this and just put it in regular. Note to Wuche, I think the plate over here, I mean, I can try with a different switch. Let me try before I start giving criticism here. Let's just try with the MX Black. No. The plate needs to be fixed over there. It is not cut right. Actually, you can kind of see it's not... No, from my perspective, you can kind of see. It needs to be cut a little bit more left. So, objective flaw right there. If I change these things, I guarantee things will be different. No, I didn't say that. You're misquoting me right now, Minerals. You're misquoting me. I said if we change these two things, you guys would think of the board differently. Like, it would be a dramatic difference. Okay? This guy, dude. This guy. We yearn for it. I'm a bit conflicted on the nav cluster. It gives me icky Aurora vibes. I don't mind it. I do not mind it at all. I don't know how you guys feel though. Which, you know what? It's kind of a nod to their older keyboard too. Alex missed my message? Oh no. Let me see. What did RV say? Hold up. I think at One in Life, I watched so many keyboard videos with my while my son sleeps in my arms that when they do typing tests, he smiles in his sleep. Hey, yo! Wait, that's kind of nice. That's kind of cute, though. Maybe it's like legitimately ASMR. I love that, though. That is super, super cute. This Anit guy... I think I've seen Anit talk more about the Rukia Round 2 than the guy who released the Rukia Round 2, which is kind of crazy. Not hard though, I guess. Water, not coffee? Damn. Adam just blocked the term. Can you scroll back? Hey! You guys are being silly now. You guys are being silly. It would make my trash bin feel really heavy and premium. Which
we need to
one?
prove that Adam and Ness are wrong with a milky yellow good or bad poll. Father milky yellows for life. LLLLLLLLLLL.
Damn, I can't believe it read that last bit. Can we do a poll? This guy sees a hydrant and drinks coffee. Silly Alex. Whatever, man. Dude, I'm telling you, I need the coffee. I'm so burnt out today. The coffee is necessary. It's true. It's giving tacky Italian over-designed fashion house wannabe keyboard moment. Why is it gotta be Italian over-designed? I feel targeted. I feel very targeted. What the fuck are these horses on my screen? What the fuck, man? Even my background's that, Adam. Okay. Have you considered using an AI bot to thank people for subbing? Something I heard the other day on another stream. If I ever use an AI bot for thanking you guys feel free and report my channel. All right. If I ever decide to use that, you guys can literally cancel me. All right. I don't. Let's. You guys can feel free. Isn't John text-to-speech technically AI? Well, that's been no. I don't think so. The one that we have reading, I don't think that's been around forever. I already did. The way Alex feels about Milky Yellow's. Hey man, I love Milky Yellow's poke. Ooh, thanks for subbing too. No man. Bro got it there. John is technically artificial. Text-to-speech is not generative AI, so it's fine. Yeah. It's not. It's technically not. Also, it's trash. It barely can pronounce anything right. It hasn't been able to, like, dude, I think it said father before when it said FR. It's static AI? You guys would consider the text-to-speech artificial intelligence? Really? Are you guys making things pop up all over the screen? Is that what's going on? Father foreplay, yeah. Went paintballing today. Dude, I haven't gone paintballing in forever. Got the usual bullet hits on the skin. My GF thought they looked like perfect circle hickeys. Yeah, dude, those things, depending on if you have a lot of padding or clothing on, they leave marks. That sounds like fun though, man. I'm kind of jealous. I haven't been in forever. Have you gone airsoft, Eamon? Airsoft's also pretty fun. Thanks, Chief, for the bits. Appreciate you, man. Can I ask what happened to the Vela? It got delayed like 4 times. It got delayed. It'll be soon. I think we're just pushing it back at this point here, but I have no clue when. All right, let's put this back together and see what some keycaps look like on this. All right, so this should just literally boom, boom. Actually, not too bad. And then these, okay, I like that. It sits in its own little pockets and aligns it, so that's smart. Why is the plate so big on this though? What's the point of that? I don't really understand it. Maybe acoustics? But if it's mounted from... Oh, because I guess you can plate mount it as well. Oh, you can plate mount this too. Huh. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't be able to plate mount this. You would have to use it with the PCB mount, or else this would just lay down on the aluminum. I'm not sure, to be honest with you guys. But it looks like it has something that aligns with the top over here, which could be another... I don't think this even came with another set of gaskets. But it looks like you would be able to put these like this, unless there's going to be another PCB. Let me actually check before I speak out of my ass here. Let's see. Let's go to their add-ons. Nope. All the PCBs have mounting points. I am really not that sure. I have no clue. But it did look at one point they had something where you can put something here and mount it. Unless this is supposed to be for some top mount, which, you know what, maybe that explains the extra screws and I just missed the top mount part. Let's see. Although I don't know if I'd put this in the top mount, but we can always try it. Where is the little screw pack that I got? I think it's this, right? Maybe it is top mount. Oh, it is. All right. You know what? We'll try that afterwards. I would have totally missed that. All right. We'll just try gasket. I did remove the gasket underneath the spacebar. I'm not sure. I'm hoping this doesn't... it might actually. Yeah, we'll see. It's pretty stiff, so... we shall see. Alright, build experience-wise, I'm annoyed at one more thing. I feel like this should have gone without saying. You're going to need to clip your switches or build it with the top piece on, which is not fun. I hate doing it like that. It makes everything very difficult to put back together. But yeah, if you guys can see, it gets caught on the mounting points over here, or the screw-in points, which I feel like that is very lackluster to me. Okay, well, we have to remove some stuff here now. Which also means I have to run putting the switches in while everything's installed. I wish this could be top mounted. I'm pretty sure we can top mount it, which we will after this. I'm pretty positive that's what all those things are. Oh, these two as well. Yeah, this part of the board, believe it or not, this is actually the least impressive part of the board right here. I hate this. This is like anti-build experience to me personally. So I'm gonna be 100 here. This is like legitimately my least favorite part of the board right now. Objective piece of the board. Yeah, I don't like doing this though. So this is, in case you guys are wondering why I'm kind of disappointed in that, is you could technically build this with the top piece on, but putting this back in with the ribbon cables, and or not the ribbon cables, but even the magnetic pogos, might be a pain in the ass. You might damage something by tilting the top frame, but this, potentially, you could damage a hot swap socket. So that's why I'm not a big fan of this. I left the bottom foam in, by the way, guys, because it's adhered to the bottom of the PCB, which is also no bueno to me. Don't forget to look angry and upset. Oh shit. Was I supposed to? My bad. I'll do it next time. I will give this board one piece of credit right now. I've used pretty much the same bit for everything, so thank you. I think even this gets wound with the same bit. I don't know why that's so difficult for some other brands to do, but it just makes the whole build experience like feel a lot more seamless than constantly having to change bits. So I appreciate that. Why does the keyboard look like it's going to cost near $500? That's because it costs minimum $795 or about 800 bucks. Ain't no way. I don't think I know what you look like when you're mad. I think the closest we've seen is when ChatGPT rickrolled you. Someone actually got me mad one time, which was when we were doing an Owl Labs board and someone just kept repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again, how they disliked the board. And Adam, I think, seen me mad one time. I think when Adam was on his peak trolling me, I asked him to stop like 14 times, and he wouldn't stop, and then I had to get a little upsetty spaghetti at him. All right. No, I wasn't mad. I didn't even care about that spacebar. That wasn't the CRP spacebar, by the way. That one that broke that one time? That wasn't CRP. That was some random PBT set. Which keycaps? See, I like this side profile, guys. I think that looks genuinely neat.
Show your mad face for future reference.
I don't even know what my mad face looks like, man. Damn, actually, maybe Boneyard? Should we be boring? Should we be really boring right now? Boneyard, maybe? I don't have panels, unfortunately. Okay, we have Boneyard. We have... We have Deep Well, if you guys want Deep Well. That could look cool. We could do Crimson Cadet. We could do Crimson. What else could we do? We could do Bento. Bento might actually not look terrible on this, but obviously not my favorite. Let's see what else we have. Hold on. We could do Botanical. What's this? We could do Bingsu. Anything but Botanical? Damn.
GMK set pick a wheel when?
Oh shit, that'd be funny. We should do one, just like a little spinny thing in the background. So wait, what do we want then? Do we want something? Wait, who's raiding? Jabronis, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. Sorry, I was up looking at something. These are Cheese V2 switches. Cheese V2s. We ended up settling on those because there was two choices. Alex, wait. Oh, what are we waiting for? I don't have hander bait, unfortunately. We do have modern materials. Damn, everyone always wants modern mats. We want modern mats today too? I feel like that's like a common trend. Wheel of Names? Oh shit, we could do this. Okay, wait. Pause. Oh, goddamn, this is heavy. What sets are we thinking of then? Why are there ads? Fiverr, still looking for freelance services? Okay, whatever. We'll do Crimson Cadet. I don't have my spacebar for Serica. I have no idea where I put that. Deepwell. What else? You list them and we'll be surprised. Bento. Let's see. Let me see. Actually, you're right. Today is a random day. This will be another set here. We'll do 4 sets on the wheel, okay? We'll do 4 sets. All right, I'm gonna share my screen now, okay, guys? Wait, why can't I scroll all of a sudden? It's so irritating. OBS just like drives me up the walls sometimes. All right, ignore the weird, I'm gonna take out that ad. This pissed me off. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. We got Crimson Cadet, Deepwell, Bento, and FTRO. Click to spin. FTRO. It collapsed down. All right. That was like the last set I grabbed too. What keyboard is this on? What the fuck? Be right back, 1 sec. Let me go find out what board it's on. Let me see. I don't recall. Let me see. Disqualified? Do it clap? It does now, I guess. Let me just move this standing desk out of my cabinet way here. Alright. Police? Hold on. I gotta remember where it is now. Hold up. think it's in here. This is not really anything. I don't think so. Is it? No. Are we doing alert row? Better show appreciation than take things for granted? Asking? What happened? Lavender ribbon? Oh, lavender would be nice in this too. Hold on, let me just try to find it. What did I have on it? That's a great question. It's on. I honestly don't remember what board it was on. It's not on any of my display boards. FTRO. What was it on? Just so you guys don't have to look at my back. No, Death Ray, not today, not today. Okay, if I can't find it in a few minutes, we'll just respin. We shall respin if I cannot find it. Which it's looking like I don't know where I put it. That's not it. That's not it. Is it this keyboard? No. There's not really a lot of keyboards in this bin with keycaps. Yeah, it's not in here. Did I bring it? Did I give it to someone? Did I lend it out? Oh, there it is. Okay, I think I see it. It is in this bin. It's just underneath another board. Not this one. Oh wait, no, that's not it. I thought it was. Alright, we're just gonna re-roll. I don't know where I put it. Actually, this I want to rebuild with some keycaps. We will replace FTRO with another set though. Damn, GMK tray about to be powder in a few seconds. Dude, I know, right? Those weak ass trays, bro. Weak ass trays. Interested in knowing what chat's favorite board over 1,000 is? I think there's like 3 boards over 1,000. I don't think there's a whole butt ton of boards over $1,000 bucks. Alright, maybe we do Space Cadet. Do I have Space Cadet? You guys were saying Space Cadet. Pretty sure I have Space Cadet ready to be used. Wait, do we want Space Cadet Gray or Space Cadet Blue? Gray, I think, is the only one I might have. Gray IMO? Okay, let's just do Gray. Let's just do Gray. Alright, let's replace this with Gray. Space Cadet. Alright. We'll re-spin. Re-spin. You guys ready? How do I do this again? I don't know why that felt rigged. Did you guys get that vibe too? That felt weird. Sus? Whatever. Whatever. We have to go by the rules. Oh. Huh. Odd choice to put the main spacebar the opposite way. Very odd choice. What's causing this to be weird right now? That sounds really funky. Okay, let's just build it before I... Maybe it just needs to be built. Let's not judge it yet. Thank you, by the way, guys. I appreciate the raid, Manic. Thank you, dude. Oh. Welcome, raiders. Welcome, welcome. We're building a very, very interesting board. But maybe not the greatest in sound. We'll see. Arc Raiders? Good game, good game. Good game. Really enjoying Arc Raiders. I do want to try the other mounting style as well, by the way. I do want to give that a go before we judge. If you guys didn't want to hear foamy sound profiles, it did look like Merkerchun built it with some foam. I'm begging for the one you watch keycap on the Nama. I feel like that's too much. I feel like that might be a bit much. Don't you agree? That's a little too crazy for me. The whole F row of keycap watches, just watches on watches on watches. That's where you draw the line? That is where the line has to go down. It is true. It is indeed true. Milky yellow time? I mean, it could also be the cheese, which is maybe just not hitting for the spacebar right now. We'll see. Let's build it first before we judge. Always good to do that before we jump to conclusions. Did someone say this keycap set was ugly? Who said that? Bro, this is a classic. What do you even... This is not the A. God damn it, this is you. This is a classic. You can't go wrong with this set. Classic, but classic blue. Yeah, this is a nice set, man. Genuinely. Mid, to be honest? Huh? Really? I don't think this is F13. I got it confused with Mars Cadet? Oh, okay. No shade to Kohaku, but this one is one that deserves 1K? I mean, dude, you know what? If I don't want to take away from that, because I do think that if you feel like this board is worth your money, then that's valid. You can't take that away from anybody. But we will be bringing up some stuff towards the very, very end. Some like, I would say, more intricate thoughts. But thank you again. I really appreciate that, Tran. Really appreciate you, man. It's definitely a statement piece. Yeah, I would say so. Definitely a statement piece. You know what? It actually looks really good with keycaps on it right now. I'm not gonna lie. This is looking quite pretty. Again, I think I would have changed the plate color to something darker. I think a darker plate would have just made the board look a little bit more elegant and didn't have like silver peeking through. Redeem it, change color of keycap. Oh, that's the sign in the back, Jabronis. Dude, I thought I disabled that. It doesn't even work anymore. It died, unfortunately. I'm so sorry, man. I need to refund your points after this. That sign died. It was kind of bad, the sign. Like, it wasn't made in the best quality, unfortunately. I got it. Thank you, Insty. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, real sad that it just like went kaput one day. My favorite sign. My favorite sign. I need one last keycap here. The G key. Where are ya? Where are ya? Gotcha. All right. Then we need tab and some other stuff. Okay, and then some F keys. Alex wants you to refund my points in the GMK set vote last week. Hey, you know what? That one there was hilarious though, man. That whole fiasco was crazy funny. That was indeed something. Why do I feel like... Okay, here's faults. What am I missing here? The backspace? Oh, backspace. Then we're missing insert. A function key, which I don't know if... I'm just going to put meta here. We'll actually take this out and put super back. Not streamer man finding amusement in our pain. I'm sorry. It was funny though. It was. There was some humor to be had. I'm missing an alt. Oh. Only non-flipped over one. Concrete would have looked good. Honestly, I don't think this set looks bad on this, man. This set looks pretty good. Damn, I also haven't used this set in like a hot minute, so this is like a change of pace for me and I'm really enjoying it. Genuinely. Begrudgingly, it looks good. Alright, let's also put it on this, just because again, my desk pad is a little bit weird these days. World needs full. I like split. Alrighty. The board. So nice.
Do you mind turning up the heat? It's cold in the attic.
Nah. This isn't gonna make it cold forever. Hi Scooped, how you doing? Thank you so much for 31 months. Okay. Before we type on this, I think fully built with the keycaps, it looks pretty nice. I really don't think this is like overly large considering. I think this looks nice. I'm still not huge on the thickness of the bezel here. I think this is taking me out a little bit. If this was a bit thinner and maybe even flatter down, just ever so slightly, I think would have looked nicer. Now that I'm looking at it again with some keycaps on it, you guys know what I mean? Like this is a little too high for my tastes. I still don't love the size of this elephant logo. I think if this was shrunk down a little bit, that would have made me a bit happier. Let's actually plug it in as well. So kind of on that side for this. All right, it boot up fine. Let's do that. All right, let's give it a sound test. All right. We have Cheese V2's aluminum plate, only the bottom phone. Ooh, the spacebar is... Let me try and tune that. The spacebar is very sharp. Also exactly what I heard in some of the other sound demos. Which I'm wondering if top mount will just fix all that. Like I'm hoping it does. But let me grab... Where did I put my lubricant and stuff? Where's my little satchel? Where did I put it? I just had it. Where did I stick it? Let me move some stuff over. Where did I put it? What the fuck? Where did it go? Where'd you go here? Break out the Dremel and rip off the mounting point? Well, we'll see. We'll see. It might even just be that I need to top mount it, because the alphas don't sound bad. The alphas are not terrible here. I would say they're actually quite pleasant to a certain degree. But I'm just trying to find where I stuck my lubricant kit. I literally had it before I remember holding it. What the fuck? My room's not even... This is the only thing with stuff on it. Did I put it on somewhere? Oh, it's underneath this. I put it on top of the box and it blended in. Age already affected. Okay, you know what, guys? I don't think this is going to help at all. I'll tell you guys right now. But we shall see. All right. A little bit. It's still really sharp. Okay, let's give this another go here. It's very sharp, and I can tell there's a mounting point. Like, it's also stiff, very, very stiff. I'm also wondering too, let me see, if this really large plate is doing something where it's impacting something on the top or bottom frame and also causing this to be extremely stiff. No, it's not the stabs. These stabs I've always had really good luck with these stabs, and I think I would be able to tell if it was the stabs problem. I think it's the mounting of how everything works. Let me try just a different switch here. No, still just as sharp. All right, so let's see the rest of the sound here. Oop, let's not have this open and do that. Just unplug it, actually. I would say the rest of the keyboard actually sounds pretty good. The bottom row, this is sharp. They are screw-in stabs, but I don't think it's the screw-in stabs. The arrow cluster is really nice too. I want to just open this up and investigate a little bit, and then we'll give our final thoughts. And then we'll also try top mount. Maybe we'll just try that right away. Now, the fun part of taking this board apart, which I know in the grand scheme of things you probably only do once or twice, but definitely not fun here. Surgery time? Yeah. Alex, can you weigh it after? Absolutely. We'll do it as the last thing we do if that's okay, guys. I don't want to go rush and go find the scale right now. But I'll tell you guys right now, it is heavy. It's not light. This is not a light board. Can you turn the dial to lower the spacebar sharpness? Oh, my bad, my bad. Are you Italian? Italian descent, but I am Canadian. What was your review of the Mammoth 75 they made? I actually really liked the Mammoth 75. I mean, if it's any testament to the Mammoth 75, my girlfriend, the day that I built that, she took it from me after I was done content, and to this day, it remains on her desk. That is her favorite board that I think, ever built. She just likes the chunkiness of it. Which, you know, it's weird because, like, nowadays I'm more into more streamlined, like very slim boards, and it just shows that everyone has different tastes. Literally everyone has different tastes. Okay, so I have to do the other annoying part here, which is take out these switches, which I probably should have done first, but it's okay. I think we all have the same taste in streamers. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. All right, let me just investigate some stuff here. And then I want to see also, could it be something here that's impacting the top of the board? See that, how it's different here? See? Let's actually put the cheese switch back on. So, what that shows me is something is causing impact on the top of the frame. So, now we can kind of get scientific here before we get into top mount. Something here when we screw this in, see? So, something here, when we put pressure and screw this in, and I didn't screw these tight, is causing this to create impact on the plate, causing it to be really high pitch. So, what do I think this is? It's probably these. Probably these points right here. Let me try something. Let me give something a go here, if you guys don't mind giving me one moment to locate some material. Sand down the top case. Hey. So we'll try a few things here. I hope you guys don't mind me doing this, by the way. I really hope you guys don't mind. I am just going to cover this area for now, and we can remove this afterwards. Or actually, you know what? Let me do this instead. Let me just do like this. Get this out of my fucking way here. I'm loving it learning from you. Thank you. Okay, let's do that. That way there I can screw this in without having to damage the case again later. Let's see. Will this fix anything here? So, let's see. I think it helped a little, and we just kind of have to identify where this is coming from. It's still very sharp. I'm also wondering if... I actually don't know. You know what? Let's be a little bit more drastic with this, and I'm just going to use masking tape. I know this is a bit ridiculous, just bear with me. I just kind of want to figure out what is contacting this. Just bear with. Actually, we should do more like this on the top frame here. We'll do it on the top. We'll do 2 layers. This board is an effing fiasco. I mean, I'll tell you right now, this is... The fact that I've identified a point like this is never... I mean, it's never a fun thing. Never good, never fun, never exciting. Okay, let's try screwing that in now. I think we've identified the point of where this happens. And maybe, the problem is this gigantic oversized plate. I mean, the nice thing about this is like the point of why I do these things, by the way, guys. I don't want you guys to think like, oh, the board's shit. Like that sounds, oh, it's not perfect, but this sounds way better. So like, this is why we do these things, right? We do these things so we can possibly make something that someone liked maybe better. Like maybe somewhere down the road, someone missed something. I do think the better solution for this, that sounds way better, dude. That actually sounds so much better. The best solution would be to properly cut this plate down to size. This is just way too large. We'll call it what it is. The plate is not well thought out of. The plate is not well thought of. It's it kind of feels like they just wanted to make an oversized plate to accommodate like a top mount. I don't think they needed to go this far out with all the sides of the plate. They could have literally just put mounting points, like a tab, and called it a day. In fact, it might even hurt this board that there's some mounting points on the plate. Maybe you just scrap that. But it clearly sounds better when we do that. So with that being said, let's try top mount now. I'm gonna leave this to the side in case we need that. Let's try top mount. So I think now we're gonna just, you know, let's just leave these. Just in case we, maybe a dual mount would be good. Thermite solves everything. All right, let's see how this exactly works. Ooh, I just knocked over a whole bunch of screws here. It's all right. Let's see how this works. So I think we're just putting, okay, I see how this works. We're literally just gonna feed these little grommets, these little O-ring things through the plate, and that's gonna act as our like bumper. But again, I think just a better plate design. From my experience, this plate design is just, why? That's all I could really say about the plate design here. It makes no sense. You know, I wonder too if we, what if we just leave these bumpers on? Out of curiosity, what if we just left these bumpers on 24/7 while we close the keyboard? I'm curious to see if that'll do anything without the tape. I'm gonna try that right now, actually. Let's see. Let's put this back here. And this back here. At least those are easy enough to go on. Let's leave those bumpers on. Yeah, it might actually help with some separation. Let's just put the screws on. Doing some experimentation. Screwdriver? Oh, here. Might act as like a pseudo force brake. I don't know if we're supposed to put those on. But we'll see, I guess. A lot of things in this board scream something else than timeless. What does it scream? It sounds much better leaving those bumpers on. Again, I don't know if those are supposed to be on. Like, I don't know if that's the intention. Did Marker-chan put those on? Let's see. It still sounds a little sharp. It's still a teeny tiny bit sharp. It sounded, I think, maybe a little bit better by putting some tape on that. Let's see. Well, let's go to... I probably didn't plug something in properly. Let me check something. Ooh. Maybe I did misstep there by not putting the bumpers on right away. But then again, actually, it didn't come with the bumpers on, right? It was pre-assembled without those bumpers on. Marker on YouTube, because he has like a bit of a thing here. Let me see his. The watch movement isn't automatic, right? No. You have to turn it, basically, like twist it. He didn't put those on. He left those off. But it seems like the board is nicer overall by leaving those on. And if you're going to go with the mounting style there, the bottom mount there. All right, well, okay. I do think that's a little bit misleading and also a little bit messy. But yeah, that kind of acts as our force brake, huh? So I don't think that's intentional, but the stuff in the box seems to sort of fix that. I still think the plate design needs to be reworked. Ever so slightly reworked. Honestly, it's not even a big rework. You're just dialing it back a bit with the pieces of aluminum that you don't need there. It's really, really it. Okay, so let's try our top mount now. I wonder what they thought, what the thought and they put in the design prototype process. I don't know. I will say again, and this is not an excuse for anything, so please, guys, don't take it as that. Different regions have different styles of sounds. You know, it's the truth. Some regions like foamy, some people in different countries like certain other things. Like it's not always one for one. I do appreciate there being a top mount though. It's not always a regional thing either. It's just also age groups. Oh yeah, true. Honestly, Pancake makes a really good point. Sometimes age groups like different things too. It varies, guys. It varies. Damn, chat went ham? What did chat do? I don't think Pancake's calling us old. Oh, jeez. I fling that right across my screen. I don't think Pancake's calling us old. I wonder how Chinese manufacturers are now with automatic movements, because I know for a while it's basically just Japan and some Euro brands. I feel like they probably would be able to catch up in like a freaking heartbeat, dude. I personally feel like it. Also, okay, criticism about the top mount. Again, standard practice would say that, hey, don't put mounting points underneath the spacebar if you don't want it to be fatiguing and sound like shit. So, again, personal preference, sort of, but also I think I haven't met a single person yet who likes a top mount with a mounting point underneath the spacebar. The truth of the matter is it does make it feel a bit fatiguing when you're typing. It's not as soft. Okay, now we have to put this back together here. I think I just heard both of them click. All right, screw this in and see what top mount sounds like. I sort of ignored the top mount's spacebar mounting point there. I don't know how much of a big difference it'll make since there's a large chunk of aluminum that goes right across the bottom because of the plate. But let's see. Let's put this all back together and give it another sound test, and then we'll do our final review of the board here. I would love to see Chinese brands catch up and complete with a digital camera space. Dude, I don't know if you guys have been following some of the manufacturers in China or just the China brands for lenses. Lenses have freaking caught up, dude. There's a few brands right now that are based in China that like I would rather buy because they're way more affordable and some of them are just straight out better. One of the brands that like I've been eyeing right now is, I believe it's pronounced Villitrox. Holy smokes, dude, they make some crazy stuff. They are super good. I'm this close to pulling the trigger on a 75mm Fuji lens because the quality for price is just absolutely insane. Viltrox, yeah, that's the one. Villitrox. I don't know why I said Villitrox for. But it is crazy, the quality of some of these lenses, man. I just bought an 85 f2 for my ZF today from Viltrox. Did you? Like, you just placed the order? Dude, I was also looking at the 85 1.4 and oh my god, it looks so good. I wish Wuche worked with an artisan watchmaker instead of doing it by themselves. Maybe they did, I don't know. Would love a real luxury product that combines the art and beauty, if that makes sense. You know, okay, I will give them credit. I do think the movement looks pretty. But I agree, I do think a collaboration maybe in a lot of ways, maybe like an official collab would be such a fun, unique product. You make a really good, like very good point there. Let's see though, let's give this now a go and see what we think of the board in this configuration. I can already tell you I think this sounds a million times better in top mount. Maybe it's just a case of the plate file just really needs to be reworked here. This is Olive, GMK Olive. I don't think the ESD sheet really affects anything. All right, top mount time for this board. Let's give it a go. See what we think. I will say off the bat, this is a slightly more pleasant overall sound. I think after we did that little fix, I liked the spacebar of the silicone dot mount, the gasket mount, better. The mods are great except for the spacebar. I think the spacebar is still suffering from impact somewhere along this plate after we tighten it down there. All right, yeah, I'm unsure. Let's try it with the cherry. I'm unsure how I feel about the top mount. I don't think it's anything like that would... I don't think it's really fitting like what I normally would like personally. But maybe I'm also going to keep it a buck. Like I like plastic top mounts. Plastic plate top mounts are more my thing. But there is a good way to do aluminum top mounts. And I don't know. I think the plate file is probably the weakest point objectively, like construction wise, about this board. So let's just put this in and see how the cherry sounds. About the same. It does have bottom foam. Okay, spacebar is weak. Let's talk about a few things. Let's write things down too so we don't lose track and we can stay on focus here, okay? We're going to write some stuff down in our little notebook. Some thoughts, because I think there's a lot of thoughts that we probably want to write down on paper. Number one, we'll talk about maybe the way the board looks. I think the board overall has a high-end aesthetic for the most part, with the exception of some aspects, like the dial I think does need to be slimmed down as well as lowered. I do think if this was just a larger piece of glass opposed to a smaller piece, like this kind of looks a little cheap in that sense, but it also looks luxurious. It's weird, I'm getting a sense of both, like it kind of went both ways. The logo definitely needs to be a little bit smaller here. The side profile is awesome. And the bottom, I would say, is nice. I don't think this is anything to completely write home about. It's just like the other board, the Mammoth. So I would say looks, I'm indifferent. Very indifferent. So we'll get to this piece last. Internals. I appreciate that it has a double mount. So it is dual. That's not a D. Dual mount. However, I will say that the dual mount is lackluster. The plate file is clearly the weakest point. The plate file needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. It's not the strongest plate file as we saw. It looks like it's impacting the top of the case or the bottom. I don't even know because obviously I don't have X-ray vision. But we did test with some tape and it seemed to fix everything up. We also used the top mount brackets, the little things there, and it seemed to clean up some of the sound as well. It wasn't perfect though, so I don't think that's the solution. I think the solution is cleaning up the plate file. And I think that's realistically just going to be trimming off all that excess aluminum that they're using there. It's, it is what it is. Internally, the caps lock key on the plate, so I guess this is more plate file stuff. The caps lock did not work in stepped. It would not fit the stepped caps. Too small. So that needs to be adjusted. The gasket points of both top and gasket mount, so gasket points, or we shouldn't say gasket points, we'll say gasket / mounting points, I think need to be revisited. Gadar, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for 11 months. Thank you, dude. I think they need to be revisited. Not even for just something underneath the spacebar, because I do think the gasket's excusable because you can just take that out. But they feel a little bit lazy, and I would like them to be maybe... Again, this is a luxury keyboard. That's what they're branding themselves out. I would like to see the gasket points be a little bit more thoughtful. And again, catered to people who aren't just going to use the foams and stuff like that. So it needs to be more thoughtful. Needs to be better, just put. And by the way, guys, I'm trying to also give criticism as well as ways to fix it. I'm not just giving criticism because I don't like things and I'm going to say, hey, that's for you to fix. I'm trying my best. So we're gonna go through a whole lot of stuff here. The ribbon, I like the inclusion of the, what's it called there? The pogo pins. I thought that was nice. It makes the build 1,000 times easier. However, I didn't like the inclusion of the way that this board brackets down. I don't like the fact that I have to take off switches. The hidden screw design just feels dated at this point. We've seen better hidden screw designs. So I would like a better hidden screw design. Again, I think it's a bit, it takes you a little bit out of the whole experience when you gotta like take out switches, screw things out, you know, and like whatever. Plus, that gives you a potential way to damage your PCB hot swap sockets, because when you're putting in keycaps, or your switches rather, if something goes awry and you hit a socket and you push down, bye-bye hot swap socket. So better hidden screw design. The way for that, maybe just doing angled screws, maybe doing smaller screws in general. So a lot of stuff I think could be better in that sense. Maybe even just doing regular screws, although I guess the bottom is a big flat piece, so you really can't do much there, but just an improved hidden screw design would be nice. Again, we have some ways to fix that. Going back to some of the aesthetics here, we'll talk about this now. I'm going to be honest, guys, I'm still indifferent and personally have no attachment if this had hands or not. Obviously, I think people seem, the mass amount of people seem to want hands on this. For those who don't and just appreciate the way this looks, so be it. But I think maybe Wuche should have given options. I don't know how possible it is. I'm not going to write this down because I feel like this is more of a gray area where I don't know the logistics here. However, I would have liked this knob to be slimmer. I think, again, a slimmer knob would have been a lot nicer and given the board more of a luxurious feel. Slimmer border to the knob, I should say. As well as this logo, I think should have just been removed completely or shrunken down to be about half that size, like, quite honestly. I don't think this is giving much to the board right now. It's a little bit busy. This should be the main focus, not this. So this would be nice to be slimmed down. So the elephant on top, smaller. Yeah, the logo does feel a bit out of place. And now when it comes down to aesthetics too, some people are mentioning they feel like everything's kind of all over the place. You know, again, I'm with you guys. Like, I get the whole cohesive design just feels a bit random. I don't care for the elephant personally. Like, I'm not attached to it. But the elephant is also present in the movement. Oof. So it almost makes me feel like maybe we shouldn't have the elephant here and just keep it up there. And that could be the whole theme of the board is, you know, an elephant edition, Nama, or whatever you want to say. Like, it makes sense. It could make sense. I don't think it's made to make sense. I think it's just a lot of one thing. I think this gone cleaner. This, if this was a bit expanded, I almost want to like Photoshop this. Like, let me show you guys. Can I do that? Is this going to be easy to show? We can check VIA, but I highly doubt VIA is going to work out of the box. I highly doubt it. Bro doing his magic here. Let me kind of experiment here and show you guys what I mean. Screenshots. And then I'll share my screen as well. Hold on, let me take one more screenshot here. Let me actually like bring the board more centered and kind of like tilt it up just a smidge. Wuche has their own software. Oh, do they finally have? Did they have their own? Have they? Wait, how long have they had their own software? Okay, let me load up Photoshop really quick. Open new. Open. Oh wait, no, not new. I just need to load up the file. One sec, guys. One moment. I can't see chat right now. My Photoshop crashed earlier, and it was like the most annoying thing ever. Okay, let me somehow share this with you guys. One sec, guys. Is it just me, or does the half offset arrow cluster arrangement also look incredibly awkward? Oh, I actually don't mind the layout at all. Layout wise, guys, I'm okay with this. I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but I don't hate it either. Like I'd happily use this layout. The layout is not something that bugs me, but it could bug you. It indeed could bug you. Okay, let me just quickly figure out how to screen share this one piece here. One sec, guys. This is Photoshop, right? Okay. Here we go. Let me just... It's going to be like wonky colors within Photoshop. Just deal with it. Okay. So this is kind of what I mean when I was like, yeah, I really think they should... let's move this over. I really think they should expand this and make this bigger, because let's just do... this, and then let's just... Nope, that's not what I want. Like, I think this would have looked more luxurious had they just slimmed the bezel a little bit. It doesn't even have to be that drastic. It could be even a little bit less than this, and I still think this would have looked sharper. Alternatively, just make the whole knob smaller if they couldn't get this internal movement to be bigger, you know? If I remove the elephant, even that looks good. Even if I don't do anything else, the elephant on the top, just the logo gone, also looks pretty nice too. I think in watch culture, big bezels are all the rave. I get it, but I think we also have to be understanding that this is not a watch. This is a movement on top of a keyboard. I think there needs to be that distinction as well. Again, I'm not gonna like hate on this because this is personal preference, but to each their own. Again, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you feel like this kind of changes the aesthetic of the board a bit? If I were to do that? Hard pass, nuke it, make an O-ring. Which I never heard the Coco Chanel quote. Before you leave the house, take one thing off. Thinner bezel is better. It should be more flush. Oh, you mean like totally just like the whole thing? Oh, I don't know if this is the best example I can give you guys. Like the whole thing? I mean, that does look kind of dope. Should have consulted you before releasing. Man, no one's ever done that, eh? No one's ever done that. No one's ever consulted me on shit before releasing things. I'm not saying they should, but wouldn't it make sense to consult people in the hobby? I don't know, man. All right, well, that was it. That's all I wanted to show for this. But yeah, I think that's pretty much my criticism here. Oh, one other thing that we need to criticize as well: the adhesive foam on the back of the PCB. Let's put that here in internals. The adhesive foam. Adhesive foam on back. Please stop doing that. Please. That is just objectively like not good for your builds. Like if someone wants to experiment and take that off, how they like you're gonna rip it. I almost ripped it just like even tugging at it to see if I can remove it. So here's where I'm gonna also be maybe this is something I've never done before. Let's look at past projects that I've made these same criticisms on. I know Wuche maybe isn't the target of some of these criticisms in the past, but I feel like we've talked a lot about these particular things. The looks we're not going to talk about. The plate mount here, the plate file needs to be fixed. This should have been caught. That has been talked about in past streams. Caps lock, I mean, this happens. Mistakes happen. a mistake happened on the plate for the caps lock to be too tight. I'm not going to fault them there. Obviously, we caught that and we can point that out to them. The gasket points. We've talked, like, I'm not saying again that my word is law, but I feel like if you're going to release a board, you do some research about like what's popular for mounting styles, mounting points, like where should they be placed, consult people. I feel like we've talked about this. Hidden screw designs, we've talked about this 110%. Adhesive foam, we've talked about. So a lot of these we've talked about when it comes to the more objective things that we've looked at. But yeah, I also hope that you guys feel that my criticism is fair. I'm kind of diving more deep into this just due to the sheer price point of this board. If this board was $500 tops, I think low key I'd probably be more lenient because this has a lot of interesting things on it. But because it is 2.5 times more than that in Canadian, is it Canadian dollars? Yeah, about Canadian bucks. I don't know how much the price would be for an automatic movement, but I could buy a Seiko and try to custom fit into a aluminum case and get away with under $700. You didn't yell, screech, or no? Oh my bad. Yeah, again, I don't hate this. I really don't. I think this is actually a cool piece. I really like the movement. I think this is cool. I would get lost looking at this definitely day to day. It looks cool. I do think this could be better. I really do. You know, I do think this is like Latrish. I don't want to make Wuche be like, I never want to try new things again. I think this is a fun idea, just missing a few things. It's, and I say a few. It's clearly like we have a whole bunch of things here. I do think it just, you know, aesthetically maybe clean it up a little bit. Maybe this could have been like a good like round one type thing, but I think Wuche has better 75s in the past. I still think maybe their Mammoth was like peak 75 for me. I don't know, man. It's fair. These are all legit concerns, but not preferences. Thank you. I haven't seen your stream in many months, and your review depth is more impressive now. Thank you, Maze. Appreciate you, man. How does the product we just built compare to the Mammoth and Freya? The Freya felt a little bit janky in certain parts. I would say this is like almost there in terms of the Mammoth aesthetic, but I think the Mammoth aesthetic was like on point though, man. The Mammoth made sense. It was called the Mammoth. It was big and bulky. It kind of made sense. It fit with the naming scheme. I think the cohesiveness, like the design was just there for it. I think this is like the Mammoth's more elegant older brother or something who wears a watch, but it's just not, I don't think it's like as quite refined as something like the Mammoth was. Again, very fucking cool though. I like some of the aspects on this board a lot. Let me get the scale. 1 sec, everybody. I just want a little bit more from it, guys. Ooh, okay. Motherfucker, this is heavy. I'm gonna measure it in kilos, I guess. Let me just off it on this. Again, I have cloths underneath this, so what, 3.6 kilos? 7 point something pounds? Def a typo, def 7.5. What did they list it on the website? I don't remember. The website needs correcting? Oh, then that's definitely a typo then. That's definitely some sort of typo. This is... Oh, dude, I'm not gonna lie. When you guys were saying 7.5, I read that as pounds. I think my brain is registering pounds as well. It's definitely not 7.5 kilos. As you guys can see. Yeah, definitely a typo then on their part. Patty weighed it and she said it was 7 kilograms? Let me take out the cloths and stuff. 1 second. Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise right now. Let me see this. I don't think this is 15 pounds. No, man. This ain't 7 kilograms. Well, it says aluminum case bottom is 7.5. I don't even know which one I have. I'm pretty sure this is the aluminum one. Yeah, man. This is... I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is all... This is fully built, by the way. Fully built. That's what we're registering at. Wasn't that confirmed a mistake on Wuche's end? Oh, was it? Ooh. All right, well, I hope this was an informative stream. I hope you guys enjoyed everything about this. If you guys do end up getting the board, I would love to know which one you guys end up going with. I will be sharing all these objective like little notes with them. Again though, guys, looks wise, and if you guys find value in the keyboard, you guys do you. I will say though, for the price point, guys, I would want to make sure that some of these, if not all of these, are at least looked at, and Wuche is talking about these, or at least acknowledges some of these aren't the best decisions, and maybe remedy some of these for this price point. I think having a luxury product means you have to look at all these. So, but good stream, good stream. I hope everyone has a good rest of the night. Let's go find someone to raid. Fern, thank you so much for using your Prime here. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you, dude. Let me just move this out of the way and grab my keyboard. You see this broke man a lot of money tonight? Thank you. Anytime, Esteban. Anytime. Thank you for the stream. Anytime. Let's go raid. Let's just go raid Yukino. Please relieve me of my free will and choose for me. What do you guys think? What should we pick for? What should we pick for Anit, guys? I'm thinking personally, Anit, if you were thinking of the Enzo and Synovia, I think the answer is obvious. Ooh, hold on, let the camera go in focus. I think the answer is obvious.